morning everybody, Cam Biker here, just with Chris as you can see. I'm just heading out for a little lanes ride through the salt, grr. And we just have a pootle around East Yorkshire, fill in some of the lanes that are still missing from our map. There's still a lot of lanes missing from our map, but we'll have a few of them. Starting off at Seaways, we're heading over to Stamford Bridge for a bit of history, and then just looping around and heading back. Well, we were going to go to Fimber for a cuppa, but I think instead I'm actually going to go to Bainton. There's a newish cafe there. I've been there before when I went with Jamie when he had his ZX6R. Straight out into proper lanes this time. It's actually hard to tell with this one whether it's salt or just dirt from tractors that's dried out and crumbled and been left in the middle. I think it's actually dirt. Who would know that you'd ever be pleased to be riding through dirt? I do like these little roads through the rolling hills. They're not fast. They're a bit dubious really for going quick on. Some of them, yeah, when the roads are clean you can have some fun on them, but it's rare. They're usually covered in gravel as they are today. But they are just such pretty little roads going through these rolling hills. This isn't actually a lane on my map because we're now in North Yorkshire, but we're just cutting across a little bit of it before we rejoin back into East Yorkshire, and I can start drawing lines on maps again. I don't think I've actually ever ridden down this road before. I've ridden up it a few times. Coming down is a little bit different. It's very greasy today. It's got something growing in the middle. It's a bit of a Yorkshire dual carriageway. And it's got this horrible tight bend at the end. I don't like switchbacks downhill. Don't know why. I must just come out and practice them because there's just something about them that I don't like. Especially when there's as much gravel as that at the bottom of them as well. I think Chris has been similarly tentative coming around there. This road has definitely seen better days. I would say it's potholed, but it's more a series of potholes that have become joined together into one kind of almost off-road road. Chickens on the road. Looks like somebody's chickens are more free range than anticipated. There's quite a few of them. Hey, chicky chicks. As you can probably see, I'm using the beeline for navigation again. It's quite tricky. I want to make sure I go down the right road, so I've put waypoints on the right road so that I can follow it. But it's quite tricky because even in winter it's really pretty around here. So I've got one eye on the road, one eye on the scenery, and then every so often I look down and see that I'm 10 yards from my turning and it's too late to react. I must remember to keep an eye on it. See what I mean? Purdy views. We're now on one of the back roads that leads to Stamford Bridge. Lovely little windy road. And we're just going to stop at Stamford Bridge just for a minute, just to look at a lump of rock with a sign on it in commemoration of the Battle of Stamford Bridge, which I've never seen before. Chris says he's never seen it before. I don't think it's going to be anything startling to look at. It's kind of a staple of British history education, or it certainly was when I was young, to talk about 1066 and the Battle of Hastings. The Battle of Stamford Bridge happened a few weeks before that. 1066 was quite the year for battles. In January the King died, Edward the Confessor I think it was, and he didn't have an heir, so he entrusted his throne to his brother-in-law Harold, Duke of Wessex. And there were two other people, well at least two other people. I think it was William of Normandy and Harold Harderer of Norway, who both had a claim on the throne because they said that Edward had promised to hand it over to them. That's what they claimed anyway. So in September of 1066, Harderer sailed over from Norway to the east coast, sailed up the river and up the Ouse to York with an army of 8,000 men, and he defeated York. Now York is not far from Stamford Bridge. He then headed down to Stamford Bridge, and Bird trying to have a ride with me, and as he did so, Harold, the Earl of Wessex, raced north with his army, and they met at Stamford Bridge and had a pretty bloody battle. It's said that Harderer came over with 300 boats, 300 longships full of men. He was killed and a lot of his men were slaughtered, and the survivors went back to Norway and they only needed 24 ships to do it, which is kind of gives you an idea of just how bloody that battle was. And while all that was going on, William decided it was a good time to head over to Hastings to make his claim on the throne. And Harold, with his now half exhausted army, raced back down south again to fight him. And of course, as history buffs will know, he was less successful in that second battle. He was killed, his army was defeated, and William took the throne. And on Christmas Day, I think at Westminster Abbey, he was crowned at his coronation. But yeah, quite the year for battles, 1066. For some reason, Hastings is the one that people associate with it, and the one that people learn about. So we're going to have a look at what is almost certainly an empty field. I know that the stone commemorating it and the sign are basically within a housing estate. So, well, we'll go and have a look. It'll probably be a 30-second stop. Yeah. That's another road in East Yorkshire done. We're back in North Yorkshire again. Soon to turn and head back into East Yorkshire again. This little bit of the ride we are skirting around the top of the county. That's the little bridge where the watermill is that I went to when I was with Graham and also Nick and James, Silver Fox Travels and Ainsworth Rider, when they came across to this side of Yorkshire. And that junction where I've just turned left is where I'd stopped to let a car over the bridge, and they all turned and came this way, and I went straight on, and then miraculously, by perfect deduction and design, found them again later on. which is why this particular road is on my list of lanes that need to be ridden, because I should have come this way. but yeah, we got separated. This is now the this is now the main road into Stamford Bridge, a road that's been ruined. They've turned it into a 50-mile-an-hour zone. It used to be a 60 national speed limit. They've turned it to a 50 and really spoilt it. And I would have said, I don't understand how anyone could have an accident down there, but then of course you see somebody in a Tesla reversing out of a track or a little side road onto it, so you know, maybe they're more astute than I am at spotting where those accidents can happen. Somewhere along here we're going to head into all these houses on the left, because that's where the plaque is that commemorates the battle. So which way are we going? Come on, little sat nav, tell me we're going straight this way, are we? Follow the arrow. I'm guessing there's a clue there, look. Battle Flats Way. White Rose Drive. That sounds about right, doesn't it? That's got to be right. White Rose of Yorkshire, often associated with battles. And I think this is it up here. It must have been terrible for the people living in these houses when all those soldiers came across. It'd spoil your barbecue, wouldn't it? I think it's just that.
It's tremendous.
Hey, never say I didn't treat you to the sights. There you go.
25th of September.
So was the entire battle in this circle?
On top of that stone.
Alright. No wonder it was a bloody battle. There was thousands of them.
Yeah. Great density.
You'd get a great view of the battle out of these windows though, wouldn't you?
Nice flat.
Yeah. Wonder how many bones are under us now.
Put these so low down. Is this for like 2-year-olds who can't actually read? not for adults. Fucking hell, eh? Oh, be back, I can't read.
The ones that can read it don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on that side.
No, just more rock.